I'm gonna be real. I really don't like your hair.
What do you want me to do with it?
I barely like you, but I don't like your hair.
Hmm.
You can't get a visor.
A visor. You want me to wear a visor?
Yeah. I swear to God, if that motherfucking cat doesn't shut up. And we're back! Episode 115. I am your host, Matt Musselwhite. I am joined by my co-host, as always, Bryan Kern. How are you doing, Bryan?
I mean, despite my apparent bad hair day, I'm doing fucking great, Matt. How are you? You fucking prude. Matt already wants to kill the cat.
I'm doing great. I have a
Matt's
decent
all ready to enter the
cat.
FBI's most wanted list for being a
No,
fucking.
no, I would never do anything to a cat. There's so many cats out on the streets that I haven't done anything to.
I saw you punt a cat once.
That's a lie.
I'm pretty sure I saw that.
Should we go over new tours?
I think we should we need to get the saucy stuff out in the open now and just discuss it, air it out like dirty laundry.
Went over all the new tours, so that was it.
Okay.
Uh, I want to discuss the biggest story that came up as soon as I woke up this morning, leaked on TMZ, CBS Sports, CNN. Vince McMahon is under investigation by the board of directors of his own company.
Oh hell
So,
yeah, son.
so check this out. This gets cheers, mate.
Ain't no I'm stone cold. I'm stone cold then. Ain't no party like a
Is that an
WWE
Angry
party.
Orchard?
No, sir. It's a
Oh
Sierra Nevada
my god.
summer break IPA. Check
Oh,
that
I
out.
bet that's lovely.
Only
That's I bet that's smashing.
only 4.5%.
Not bad.
Very refreshing and light.
Crushable. Vince McMahon is under investigation by the board of directors of his own fucking company because he paid out over $3 million in hush money to a woman he allegedly had an affair with. Now, this blows my mind. Not because I don't think Vince McMahon is capable of that sort of thing, or that people of that sort of power and wealth experience infidelity all the time. It's because I didn't think Vince had any time for a personal life, let alone another relationship that's not his wife. Okay, so now it's come out that him and Linda are separated. They're not divorced, but they're not together.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
result of that. Okay, you remember Stephanie McMahon stepped away a couple months ago, or just a couple weeks ago. It was fairly recent. She was
A month
stepping
ago.
away, undisclosed reasons, be close to their family, yada yada. Now we're finding out this is probably what it was. This morning, Vince stepped down as the CEO of his own company, and Stephanie is the interim CEO. This is crazy. If you want to get into the weeds with it, John Laurinaitis, the head of talent relations, is all wrapped up in this. Apparently, he was involved with this assistant as well. She received a raise and a promotion from John Laurinaitis' assistant to a director position. She was paid this hush money and promoted during a time in the company when they were releasing 30 to 40 wrestlers every other month
So this is I mean, I'll
during
let you
the
finish.
budget cut period.
I'll let you finish, but yeah, that's what I was going to say. I got some
During
comments,
the
but
budget cuts, this woman was receiving hush money for the affair to stay quiet, and she was receiving a promotion while office people were being gutted, and most notably, the talent roster, the wrestlers were all gutted. NXT was completely gutted and rebranded. If anyone watches wrestling, it's been a crazy time. But this story, I mean, this is an entertainment story. Like, we're talking about the biggest entertainment conglomerate on the planet, really. Like, they produce a live television show across like two different networks. They have their own streaming service with Peacock. They're a touring entity, a global touring entity. And now you have the guy who started who let's really started the WWE. His father was the WWF. He took over WWF and all that rebranding, whatever. This has been Vince's family this is their family business forever, and now he's gone. He's out as a CEO. He's somehow still in charge of creative, so the shows will continue to suck. It's very odd. I never thought I would ever see the day that Vince in real life would step down from his own company. What do you make of this?
so first off, great analysis. Unlike you, I do completely expect Vince McMahon to do something like this, just because we've especially discussed Vince McMahon's behavior in the past. He's tend to be a habitual line stepper, as I like to call it, and that's a character that not only gets, I think, exaggerated a little bit on camera for the dramatics of wrestling, but I do believe it has a little bit of truth to it. Now, with that being said, this is shocking news. You are right. This is crazy. What I think we need to start doing here is maybe deducing a little bit of information. The first being, we've known of sex scandals, quote unquote, and I'll say even scandals, quote unquote, within the wrestling industry, because honestly, the wrestling industry is unlike any other industry. Okay, this isn't a corporate job. This isn't a tech job. This isn't in some 9 to 5 cubicle. There are HR, there are departments. This is a business, right? But it's very unique in the sense that these are entertainers. These are people that are on the road, over 300 plus days a year. They're subject to different circumstances that the average person is going to be subject to. And so it goes to wonder, has this happened before? Okay, we all know about certain affairs, angles. And I say angles in the sense that, like, rumors of, are these people hooking up with these people? Has this happened? Has that happened? I mean, it's the wrestling world.
The
Loose
Macho
lips.
Man Stephanie rumor.
Yeah, I mean, it's all over the place. And so I wonder, is this the only time it's happened? The reason why this particular incident is coming out is also interesting, because I read that this particular person in question coming out with the allegations, who received the hush money, apparently was with the company as recently as 6 to 8 months ago. My immediate assumption went to Charlotte Flair, which I know is kind of outlandish, but listen, just
It's
hear
not
me.
a wrestler.
Not that is. Oh, it's not a wrestler.
It's an office person that's
Oh,
been.
okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think
That's fair.
if you dig on some dirt sheets, I think the name is out there, but it's
Oh,
no
okay.
one.
That's
It's
fair.
not like it's Dana
It's not
Warrior or
talent.
someone.
Okay.
No,
All right.
it's no one. It is.
Front facing. It's all back in. Okay.
Yeah,
Even again,
it's a woman who was working in the office, and she went from being Laurinaitis' assistant
you
to
had said that. Okay. I
being
just didn't know
promoted
if
to
it was
director, and apparently you can tie this all in with Sasha Banks and Naomi walking out of the company. Sasha's reportedly been released, so
that's my follow up to it,
she's
along
done.
with the other cuts, and implicating that, in my mind, you wonder if this is like behavior that perpetuated within the company, not just in the corporate side of it, in the actual office, but did it perpetuate itself to the entertainment side? And also, why are they leaving him to still be the head of creative? Like, they're still leaving him in some capacity to where he has reach. And I think it just raises more eyebrows than not. I'm not surprised by this in the least. Not to say that I think Vince is a horrible guy, but um, it's just, it's unfortunate, obviously, but I think it is raising eyebrows, and I think that there's just more to come out, to be completely honest. More to be uncovered from this, which just adds to the fucking dramatics of wrestling, and I love it.
I think Laurinaitis is going to end up being the fall guy. There's an anonymous female that was quoted as saying she would rather be fired and have her stuff sent back in a trash bag than have to deal with Laurinaitis again. That it's that bad. So yeah, it's a bad time backstage. It's really interesting, the shift in power and what's going to go on there.
And that's what they do at the WWE. They pack you up in a trash bag.
Yeah, that happened to Mickey James. She was outraged over it. The dude that got fired, can't even think of the bastard's name now. They rehired him, so it was all undone. It's just dumb as hell.
I blame Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh my god, he worked there for like less than a year.
So one leak can create a whole disaster, sir.
You wanted to talk about your hero and idol. I tell you, don't meet your idols. Nick Cannon and the odd amount of kids he has. I say odd because I think the number's up to 7 now.
Cannon.
That's a beautiful
family. It's a beautiful family. He has a couple different kids with a couple different baby mamas, a couple different beautiful baby mamas, Mariah Carey included. The news I wanted to rock, the news that I wanted to celebrate and talk about, was the fact that our boy said that he was expecting 3 more children this year. And the reason being, did you not read that? Did you not see that?
I don't read.
He's expecting 3 more children this year. And his reason being, Matt, you're going to love this, since we love people throwing out excuses for the reason that they're doing shit, is he said that he was mourning the loss of his son, and he knew that addictive behavior was an issue that he had. So he remained abstinent, among other things, because he knew that sex was a major thing, a major part of his life. He remained abstinent as a part of his recovery, but could only mourn so much. And eventually it was in front of him. He dove in and he admits, he says, you know what am I going to do? I was weak, but it's the way that I consoled, and it's the way that I love. And yeah, apparently he's expecting 3 more children.
The
I
way
believe it's twins. I believe it's twins.
that's the
And
way
an
you
off one.
love is by the way you love is by
Bussin'. Buzz. Look at me.
I
Look at me.
dude,
Look at me.
I don't know. That's a lot. Okay, so Nick's up. He's got 7.
Hold on. I gotta go big screen. Look at it. Bussin'.
Too much.
Bussin'.
He's got 7 now. He's gonna have 10. NBA YoungBoy, who is 22 years old, is up to 7 right now.
NBA YoungBoy is having him while he's young. Just taking
Yeah,
advantage of that.
I
We
wouldn't
talked
say
about this. We went down an inappropriate number of children discussion
rapper
before.
children rabbit holes. Yeah, let's just end the
Not just
discussion.
rappers. Who remember the football player that's got like 27 or something?
Antonio Cromartie. I
Yeah.
just looked up like what rapper had the most in case there was some underground rapper I wasn't sure of. It's still DMX with 15. God rest his soul.
Yeah, and I don't like the pointing out that it's a racial thing. No, it's not, because you're fucking Kate and whoever
Nobody
plus
said that.
8. Yeah, oh no, they've talked about it, of course, being like a thing. But I'm talking, everybody's having
Not
way
on
too
this
many
channel.
babies.
Nobody
The point
accused me
is,
of that.
no, Matt, you're right. Nobody did accuse you of that. You know, you're right.
No, I get accused of being the Dance Gavin Dance hater. No one's called me racist yet.
We'll have to go back and edit out that yet.
No, because someone's got to fucking misconstrue some shit.
Over under.
Especially when we get into the. Never mind.
We're gonna do the over under game that we like to play every so often. Over under, the number that we have for you, Matt, is gonna be 4. Okay, 4. Got a couple different versions of the over under. 4. Over under the number 4. The amount of kids that Nick Cannon is gonna have after 7 or 8, 9, 10 arrive. So after these next 3 arrive. What?
Didn't you say he was getting a vasectomy, or he should get a vasectomy?
That was the campaign I was going for, is that he should.
Oh,
man. Up.
Wow.
So over under 4. Do you think he's going to have less?
Was news.
You think he's going to have less or more than 4 kids after these next 3 come?
I don't know. Is he going to be mourning still, allegedly?
See, I don't think mourning led to the fact that he had the 7 kids previously. The reason he was
I don't even know if he had them in the morning.
The reason that
in the morning.
The reason that he was mourning was the death of his son, unfortunately.
I think he'll for sure have at least 2. So under.
Up to 12? Up to 12? Okay, under. Another question. Over under 20. 20 years, the amount of years that Nick Cannon goes before he gets a vasectomy.
Oh, Jesus.
He's 40-something, I believe, 30, early 30s.
He probably never. I don't think famous people even do that shit.
Never? He's just
no, famous people don't do that. It's different when famous people have 1,000 kids. Like, okay, maybe Nick Cannon. I don't know how good that host money is. Okay, maybe that could run out. But like Future super rich. So I'm not worried about his 8 children. They got that super future Planet Pluto.
Yeah, money. I mean Nick Cannon syndicated fucking what is that?
He's the host of everything.
Yeah, Wildin' Out, like that's fucking. Yeah. It's the Masked Singer. Yeah, homeboy. You know who's not wearing a mask? His fucking little Nick Cannon. His little Cannon is not wearing a mask.
All right. Okay, yeah, get the fuck out of here, Jesus. So, speaking of other lists that'll get you banned, Rolling Stone came out with a list of the top 200 hip-hop albums. There's plenty on the list to debate, discuss, disagree with. I would say a good chunk, maybe, you know what? I would say about 70% of the list is pretty accurate. At least the albums are within the right spots. But like there was some questionable shit. Like you can't put that shouldn't be on the list at all. What? Lil Kim's Hardcore should not be in the top 20. That was a little offensive to be honest, TBH. I didn't dig that. They ranked a lot of Wayne shit really high. They put a Wayne mixtape on here. I thought that was tacky.
I like the addition of the clips, Lord Willin on it.
Yeah, a couple clips. I
Ghostface.
think there's 2 of them, wasn't there?
They
Not
put the
just Lord
wrong
Willin.
Kendrick album at the top. I didn't like that.
Oh,
our guest is here.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
We are joined by Satin Puppets. Can you please tell us who is who?
So I'm Joanna, purple hair, and I'm Julia with the brown hair today.
Excellent.
Okay, Julia Brown, Joanna Purple.
How are we doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Great. We've just going over a bunch of hip hop bullshit, Rolling Stone top 200 lists. You know, lists are fun to argue about.
Yes. Cool. That's awesome.
Did you
Half
guys
the content on the internet?
have you guys happened to hear about this top 200 hip hop list according to Rolling Stone?
No.
No. Okay. Follow-up question: are you guys hip hop fans?
We listen to all kinds of music, so
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, then the list may surprise you. It may surprise you in some ways, but you should check it out. Top 200 albums according to Rolling Stone. So, for what it's worth.
Cool.
I don't know if
Check it out.
I don't know if Biggie deserves to be at the top with that album, but I mean, it's a fun read. There's a bunch that are like I think are correct in the right spots, but I don't know. That's that list. Like as soon as it came out, everyone on Twitter's arguing. That's the fun stuff I like to argue about on Twitter. The rest of the stuff that people argue about on Twitter is highly toxic and scary and makes it not a fun place to hang out. Twitter is a different social media than the rest of everything. Oh man, it's a fun place to be.
I agree. I don't think I've ever really been big on Twitter. Like I don't really spend a lot of time on there. So I don't really know.
It's rough. It's the Wild West. Tread lightly.
I used to like it because it wasn't like Facebook, where Facebook you could post something and it could turn into drama and a bunch of long comments, where Twitter was kind of more simple and quick and you would say something and get out. And I thought Twitter was more for adults, where there were other social media that was just everyone's, doing younger stuff. And there's a lot of journalists on Twitter. Then I realized the funnest part about Twitter, celebrity meltdowns.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Twitter is the social media where the celebrities go to have their crazy rants or meltdowns. It's super fun.
That's so true. Yeah, it's because that's where they feel like able to just put something out there that's on their mind, and it's usually impulsive or it's like something that's been weighing heavy on them. So it's like they're
impulsive. That is such a key word. Everything that I do with scrolling endlessly on Instagram or Twitter is very impulsive. It's a good word.
It's also unfortunate because either from an artist perspective with promotion and advertising, or a perspective of the media side like us, we kind of have to be on Twitter. Like I dread when I look at my thing and I see 20 notifications and I'm like, all right, I guess I got to get on Twitter and like reply to this, like this, comment on this. I know Matt gets real deep. Matt gets into the woods. Gets into all types of woods. So it's just it's a love-hate thing. It's a necessary evil.
You have to you have to use social media if you're an artist or a band or any sort of brand. Like we're a podcast, and it's a necessary evil in the sense of promoting yourself. But like I realize after a while, I spend way too much time just
being on there.
I'm super stoked you girls are here because I have a ton of questions for you. The first thing is I've been reading up on a bunch of your aesthetic, what you guys are about. Can you please explain to me what is Fairycore?
Fairycore? Okay,
Yes.
so I feel like that's a more newer word to describe an aesthetic and like a whole kind of genre. Like it's definitely not like an official like genre, especially for music, but I feel like that word has just like become its own thing in like aesthetic. Yeah, I think it comes from like people who don't really feel like they fit into like the society's kind of norms, and they kind of see themselves, the word fairy I guess comes from like they see themselves more closer to nature, and they see themselves more closer to like just like the trees and like the magic that lies within like the energy of the trees and the energy of like being by like a big massive lake or like the mountains. Like there's this whole other dimension that like people are kind of pulled away from the more that they're like immersed in just like city life that I think you feel more connected to when you're like in the nature. So Fairycore is just like the aesthetic of like that really embraces like people that just identify with magic and like like that an other realm kind of thing, like ethereal sort of.
Is it related to like the Ren Fair-esque type of like lifestyle that kind of emerges within like, you know, not necessarily Ren Fairs, but like there's a role playing set. And the only reason I know this is because I did a like
don't lie. We used to go LARPing. You don't have to lie to be cool.
So it wasn't necessarily LARPing, but we covered like a festival that was held here, and it was a lot of like witchcraft, and a lot of like natural stuff, and it was down by the lake, and people were making handcrafts, and there were probably some fairies, you know, and it was very and there's also a term I've heard, cottagecore, which is kind of the same thing, very like you know, it's more about the aesthetic and embracing the aesthetic as like a lifestyle rather than just, you know, going to the events for the sake of going to the events. Like I can't claim Fairycore, even though I went, you know, even though I could attend and go and embrace the environment and be there. I'm definitely not Fairycore because I haven't embraced the lifestyle, you know.
Yeah, you're really on point with that. Like it's more of a lifestyle than like getting dressed up as a fairy. It's more of like you're actually feeling this true connection to this other realm where fairies would exist, or like other kind of like folklore beings that like you make up stories to tell, like to scare the kids, like, oh, like the gnomes are gonna chase you in your sleep or something. Like like I guess it's like
gnomes. We talking underpant gnomes like in South Park?
I don't even know. I don't know.
What?
South Park. Remember?
I know what you're talking about. We're bringing out South Park references now. Awesome. Sorry, I'm late, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm glad. Thank you for joining us, Jordan.
Hi, guys.
You're late for fifth period.
You know, I was the one that skipped school, so you know, show up fashionably late.
Where does your love for this aesthetic, this culture, this like lifestyle start from? Where is the love birth from for fairy, for being a fairy, for Fairycore?
It's probably just like a gradual just connection with like who we were inside all along, because when we were little, like that's all we used to do was just like not even pretend to be fairies. We just were fairies, like playing in the garden, making like, mud pies. Kids are like kind of when they're playing pretend, and they're like exactly really that's you being your fairy self. Yeah, I think everybody has like a fairy within them, or like a magical being within them, whether you think you were a fairy or like you're like I don't know, I'm like spacing right now. My brain is like not functioning, but like just like any magical
to my
being,
life every day.
You're not pretending.
Like whatever it is that you like really felt like you were like when you were a child, I think everybody has that within them. And I think like, so I think Fairycore is something that we've always kind of been, but like it feels like a rediscovery. That's why it feels so nostalgic. It feels so right for us, because it just feels like we kind of like naturally didn't feel called to become like what society kind of like wants you to be. We just like kind of went backwards, but like I think it's so cool that there is genres, I guess, or like categories where of people who are alternative or they are different, and that's like a thing now. Like this was not a thing like even like 10 years ago or something. Like there's so many new branches from the tree of like ways to identify, and I think like identity is such a thing that people are embracing and stepping into like fearlessly now, because like it's less of a like, I don't know, thing that people thought you were like just
there's less of a stigma. There's less of a negative stigma behind alternative culture and lifestyles now. Like when you said 10 years ago, that's such a valid point. Like I think a decade, like 15 years ago, like when we were in high school, like you might be able to be different. I would like even the LGBT community, it was still like we saw kids, like there was some messed up shit in high school. And now I think people are just a lot more accepting to all of that, and it's
Exactly.
allowed a lot more things to come out, and you can experience and learn about more things. Like I don't think Jordan had a clue about the fairy stuff until we started discussing it.
Oh no, I had an idea. Like I know I have friends that like do like the Renaissance fair and all that shit. So like I know all about it. Like fuck yeah, people be people, man. Do what you want to do.
It's
all about it. I love it. No, I love it, man. If like people just, I love people being themselves, man. Like at the end of the day, if you're being yourself, honestly, 100% true, fucking right.
You have this, and this doesn't just go for the Fairycore either. You have this need right now in society for nonconformity. People don't want to conform to norms, period. Whatever kind of norms they are, they don't want to conform. And there's also this need to find oneself. And, you know, a lot of people are going back to the roots, going back to whatever it is. For you guys, it's going back to when you were younger, playing in the grass, making mud pies, really connecting with your fairy selves. For some people, it's being longtime ravers. For some people, it's, you know, weird stuff. It's, you know, everybody, it's just the idea of non-conforming and finding yourself, finding your true identity, and then not letting any outside distractions box you in and create something that you don't want to be. You know, you can still kind of blend into other areas and have a day job and do these things, but you're not letting them shape you in and tell you what you can't do, and how to live.
Exactly. It makes me so happy that like we're moving towards like just as a society like a more accepting one where like
true,
you know, like back then, like 10 years ago, like you guys were saying, like people who played D&D were just like totally made fun of and like but now the biggest nerds, people, but now like it's totally like, accepted and it's all like, kinds cool. Of people play D&D and like it's not something people get bullied for anymore. I feel well, like at least not as much as it used to be back then. Like, yeah, I think there's like way less people like just being assholes. Like
Henry Cavill will be playing D&D now. So who's gonna call Superman a nerd? Who's gonna call him? They'll beat him up.
Right? Yeah.
Like he's gonna be like not impressed.
It's crazy to me. Like I liked anime in middle school, and that was like not okay to talk about with your.
Oh, friends. And anime's everyone watches anime now.
All over. I
feel like I'm the only person in the world that doesn't watch it. Yeah, but like everyone loves it now. Like
anime's a fake. Anime's you can tell a poser real quick when they jump into anime. Back to the what were we just talking about? Not anime, but what before that?
D&D, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, no. I've played D&D. Yeah, I was gonna speak to that. So
really?
Oh yeah, dude, for sure.
Never would have guessed.
I bet money he did not play that.
Listen, I'm gonna give you the story now. Here's how it goes. You ready for this? Here's what happens.
I don't believe
my buddy JJ.
No, I already don't believe it. It's a lie.
He booted him already.
I already don't believe it.
My buddy JJ, and you girls are gonna appreciate this. So my buddy JJ, who's like almost 50, grew up. Not really 50, but he's older than we are. No. He's older than we are, and he had played D&D for years. He was a nerd about it, and he wanted to get me and a bunch of my friends to play D&D, and we weren't really about it. So one of his friends was like, hey, we'll bring beers every night. We'll just kind of kick back and have a good time. We got so immersed into these characters. We played for like 5-6 hours at a time, dude. And we were rolling dice. We got so into it. Like my character, I lost a leg. I was like dwarfed and I was like kept in a cage, and the only way that I could like fight back was if I was persuaded. It was real weird, but you get into these characters and you build a character and kind of give them different archetypes and stuff like that. And it's just like a way to disconnect. Whatever, dude. It's nerdy.
So much fun.
I also played Pokemon Go when it came out. So, you know, nerd stuff. Like,
yeah, so did everybody on the 2016 Vans Warped Tour.
Yeah. And my whole point, the music and D&D. I know, because we have a whole episode actually about that. If you guys want to check it out,
I'll never play that game again.
Never.
Yeah. I'll never play that game again. I spent $30 in like premium content. I'll never touch. I'll never play that game again.
I'll play with the fucking Ouija board before I play a Pokemon Go again.
Yeah, I'm never going back to that. I have heard whispers that you girls have a D&D project, and no one's told me anything about it.
Yes, so it's true. It is true. Yes. We are working with these really cool, like, I guess they're like professional in like world building. They go by Broken Knives. Yeah, they go by Broken Knives. We're going to be creating all the illustrations for the book that we're working on for it, and it's basically making the puppet world, the puppet world that we've like kind of created into an actual immersive experience where you can be part of the world too, and like you can come up with your own like type of puppet. There's like different, I don't want to give away too much about it because I don't even know how much I'm allowed to say about it, but there's like different types of puppets that you can like take on as like your own character, and like yeah, there's so much to it. It's so exciting, but yeah, I'm not gonna say too much about it.
Yeah, don't you can't give too many spoilers. It's like Marvel. You gotta keep it tight-lipped.
It does sound exciting.
Don't want Kevin Feige to call on a burner phone and be like, "What'd you guys do?"
The idea of role-playing games, whether it be through like Xbox and like Borderlands or something like that, or a tabletop game, they're just fun. Yeah, the fact that you can just kind of immerse into these like character building scenarios and your whole goal is to just get better and better. They're just fun. You got Magic the Gathering? Any Magic the Gathering? I tried Magic the Gathering as like a card game. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think 6th grade I played Magic the Gathering. I was not any good. I had like 2 decks though.
I did Pokemon, I did Yu-Gi-Oh! I tried Magic the Gathering for like 3 months, and I was just like, yeah, no, this is too much for me.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Was kind of fun.
Yeah, it was like me and Joya played so much Pokemon, but like we played it on our Game Boys, and like we after that
did you
we
link
were
with the cable?
Did you
link with the cable?
LAN cable.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the cable, yeah. Back in those days when like there was still, we had to do it through the cable, and then when we got our Switches. Or no, then we got our Nintendo 3DS because then we had to get all the Pokemon games that came after that, and then we also became really obsessed with Animal Crossing. Have you guys heard of that game?
I've heard about it. I have yet to actually like experience it, but I've heard all about it.
Oh my god, it's our number one favorite game in the whole world, and like we were introduced to it when we were like in elementary school when it was still only on Xbox, I think it was. No, GameCube. Oh no, it was GameCube.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a GameCube.
Yeah, it's always been Nintendo.
Yeah,
Tom Nook has a fucking crazy grip on the world right now. Like, shit's crazy right now.
The Nintendo memes lately. The Nintendo memes have been phenomenal lately.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god, I love the Nintendo memes.
Yeah,
the best. But yeah, I think it's such a good game for like, well, I think this goes for any video games, honestly. It's just good for your mental health. And that's why like me and Joya recently got back into video games, was because it really helped us to bring balance back into our life. I felt like there was a time when we were way too like just on a really tight schedule and like never really gave ourselves time to like just unwind and like just take a step back and like really
have a hobby.
Yeah, like aside from making art, aside from like, because all of that stuff is our love and passion, like writing and drawing and painting and all of that, but that's our world. But like once that your world like becomes your like your living, like that's how we make a living, it's also work. So like there was a time period when we didn't really like let ourselves have time to just do like just mental health stuff, I guess, and playing video games has really helped us break out of that cycle.
Yeah, I would use video games for like if I was in the middle of like writing sessions, like I would be like, you know what, I've hit a wall, I'm gonna go play Call of Duty for an hour, like go back to it, fresh into it. Like,
I mean, look at the progression.
It's so good for your mental health. Like really,
not just mental health, but look at the progression that they've made with like cognitive studies, where like it does help with hand-eye coordination. It does help with memory retention, problem solving, these other various methods, like not only just mental health, but it does have cognitive enhancement capabilities, and it's just another form. And for a long time, they painted this picture that playing video games was some bad thing for kids. And hey, chronic video game playing just with anything that's done too much is going to be bad. But
you're not my real mom, and you can't tell me what to do, Brian.
Yeah, well, we still probably shouldn't have been playing Manhunt when we were teenagers.
I remember.
There's a reason they didn't make a new one.
I remember my mom my mom grabbed me and my buddy Alex from my bedroom and took us in the bathroom after playing 1080 for like 12 hours straight, and she made
1080 snowboarding.
Yes, son. And Nintendo.
How did your eyes not fall off?
Yo, Nintendo, listen, Nintendo 64 1080. She pulled us by our arms into the bathroom, put us in front of the mirror, and made us look at our eyeballs, and they were as red as Matt's hat. We looked at them, and it was like,
as red as the devil's.
and it was because she was calling us for dinner. She was like, "You need to come to dinner," and she went in there, and our eyes, and she made us look at our eyeballs and shut it off. I just remember being like, "Whoa."
That's hilarious. Crazy.
That game's only dangerous because your thumbs will fall off. To do the
1080
was
snowboarding, man.
You
just like unlock the whole like different like part of like my childhood in my head like that I forgot about. That was my shit.
The worst part of a remote control of all time, right? Like,
yeah.
how horrible is the?
Yeah, they didn't plan that at all. That was bad.
No, man, Nintendo 64 is iconic.
It's funny you girls say that because someone today was unloading a bunch of issues on me and then saying like, man, I don't feel good now. I'm like, well, of course you just venting. You should play some video games. I don't have time for that. That's stupid. And I'm like, I think there's a point to this. I think like if you just have something that's maybe a little mindless to unwind.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say. You just need a fucking mindless activity
that's not important.
Yeah,
a release. You can
like life escapism, whatever the hell you want to call it.
I really noticed that like once we started playing video games again, I think my brain like and it took up like the space in my brain that was filled with the unnecessary worrying that I had. Like I had so many anxieties and things that literally had no purpose to them. Like the worrying thoughts I had like were being replaced by like, oh, me playing Animal Crossing, what am I gonna build next? Like, okay, I need to pay off Tom Nook. Like just like that's what I was thinking in the back of my mind instead.
Be taken so seriously.
Yeah.
And that literally like life is a game in itself.
Yeah,
like,
it makes
have
you
to like figure out what thing you're gonna do next to like, progress.
Exactly. Like really makes you realize that there is nothing to worry about in life because like like it makes you just feel like
anything's
when
possible.
You're worrying like there's no reason to be worrying. Like I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it just really helped me gain clarity.
It makes you feel lighter about life.
Yeah.
It's less stressful to worry about the turnip exchange and having to like, pay your rent or your bills and all that.
Yeah, like it just makes it feel like a challenge that's way more. I feel like my challenges in life seem way smaller. Like after I've stepped away from playing video games, I like look at my life and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do this. Like I can plan out how I'm going to do this and I'm not so stressed out about my tasks anymore. Like I'm like, they're just things that I have to do and there's nothing more to it. Like it's like makes you feel a lot lighter about your like challenges and tasks and whatever,
Yeah.
I've seen your girls' TikTok videos. There's so many followers, so many likes. You have 1.6 million TikTok followers.
It's crazy. Yeah.
What is that even like? Is your inbox just say like the infinity logo or something?
It's 99 like 24/7 because I don't think the number goes higher than that, so it just always says 99.
Yeah, but we do try to respond to as many comments as we can, or like at least like put a like on them, and then we will respond to the people's requests with like the next videos, and that's how we keep putting content out. Is because we're like a lot of times we're just filling in the requests.
People request the best songs too. Like if it wasn't for our followers like giving us the best requests, like
because there's a lot of things that I don't remember that I knew about, and I'm like, damn, that just unlocked like this whole chapter of my life. I'm like, I used to listen to this song on repeat, or
was the Metallica song a request? The Metallica cover?
The one that we have on Spotify.
Or Nothing Else Matters.
Yeah.
That one we just decided like with our producer.
Yeah,
I think
Nightshade, our producer, like kind of brought that. He was like,
Shouts
this one would be
Chris.
such a great song.
Yeah, shout out to Chris. Nightshade Music, Nightshade with an X. Follow him. He's amazing. He's our producer. He produces everything.
We had him on 110 episodes ago.
Oh my god, it's crazy.
He was on episode 5.
That's when you really first started hating
Yeah,
the
that's
scene. That's
2.5
like the
years
first
ago.
episodes. Like,
We
holy
barely even
shit.
hated the scene then.
Oh my god, that's
We barely
crazy.
hated the scene then.
Whoa.
That's funny. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
Math is crazy.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite TikTok that you've done?
Ooh. Has to be one of our recent ones, just because I feel like I've gotten better. One of my favorite songs to sing, and we've done this one multiple times on TikTok, is "Once Upon a Dream" from this Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, the Lana Del Rey version. The Lana Del Rey version. I really like singing the Watermelon Rot song. Just because I think it has good harmonies in it, and yeah, I just like that song.
You're trying to run down the millions of videos you've made.
Have a lot of videos.
It's extensive. Yeah, if you try to scroll through it, it's funny because it'll be like a bunch of the similar like look or outfit, and then boom, it's another, and you're going through and through, and a lot of the same color shades.
Yeah. We try to sprinkle in like little different things, like we'll be at a park or something, or in front of a cool house, like an outfit video, or like a random like trend that we like, or just like us being silly. We'll sprinkle in just silly randomness that's similar to the content we used to put before we started singing on TikTok. Yeah.
Do you have any? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, we didn't expect our singing videos to start going viral on TikTok. Like, before we started really using it as our singing platform, like, because before it was just where we went to post random stuff of us just being silly, like, or just to watch random videos, or just to watch TikToks. But yeah.
Are you guys fans of Pocahontas?
Oh hell yes!
Check this out. Colors of Wind by the Pocahontas would be neat.
Wait, what? Oh hell yeah! Oh, did somebody request that?
Yeah, we have a little comment section you guys can check out. People are kind of talking throughout the show, saying what's up.
Wait, where are the comments? Oh, they're right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
It might depend if you're using a phone. It might be hard to see.
Justin Effigy's been in here.
Phone. I could see it though. Yeah.
He's been in here the entire episode, or they've been in here the entire episode, and they're huge fans. And they say that you guys are beyond amazing.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. I always love like just reading y'all's comments and everything. So thank you so much for being here. We'll definitely do Colors of the Wind. Yes, I love Pocahontas. We did that one forever ago, like before we started going viral. Yeah. Like we did that one.
I think that's actually how this gentleman, how Ricky found you. That's how. Boom, boom. That's how I found them. So, yeah, I think that's actually how they discovered it.
I think any Disney song would make a really good cover in your style. I mean, really, because it's all like, I mean, that's where everyone goes for fairy tales, really.
Yeah,
Disney is like the best songwriters of all time.
Yeah,
have you
seen
all of Disney's songwriting is fucking grade A. It's like, it's like, how do you guys not miss? Still doesn't make sense to me.
Have you guys seen Encanto? Like one of the newer Disney movies?
Yes.
Encanto. Oh my god.
I know this
anymore.
It's so good. The soundtrack to it.
I mean,
I'm obsessed with it.
What are the
honestly,
notable points of like Frozen and Encanto, even back to like Lion King and Aladdin?
I was gonna say the Lion King,
right?
John and the Lion King, bro. Like what?
Jonathan,
and the Tarzan soundtrack.
Feeling the love.
Dang, you forget about that one. Even like, okay, I watched the old Robin Hood, right? And they had weird songs, like it wasn't anything good, but the fact that it was a musical component, that's what you remember. You remember the musical components to the movies rather than like the other aspects.
Mm-hmm.
House of the Rising Sun has been my favorite lately.
Yeah.
Right on. Thank you. Yeah, we did that one like last week, I think. Yeah, quite recent one. Yeah.
Their TikTok is lit. I was watching it earlier today. Question for both of Satin Puppets. How do you feel about the long-term direction of your music?
Ooh, we definitely have a lot of plans. Yeah, we have a lot of plans. We are brewing a lot of things with our music. But yeah, we're just for now releasing one song at a time that is eventually going to be a full-on album. And the album is basically that like there's a story that we wrote about a puppeteer that the album kind of narrates. And and eventually we do want to also make a film that goes along with the album. But yeah, it's all like in the farther future, but like it's all stuff that we're like consistently working on every day and like kind of conceptualizing more. And
Everything with you girls is like a concept. Do you have like 1,000,000 stories up here or something?
I feel like I definitely like interpret my life in a like metaphor, like always, because it just helps me understand. Yeah, that's always how we've been. I think like ever since we were little, like, well, just forever. Like when you this goes to anybody, like when you create art, when you draw something, when you write something and you look at it, you're looking at your reflection and you're looking at something that can help you understand what's happening inside. Like it can help you like process your trauma. It can help you think things that you didn't even know you're struggling with, because when you look at art, when you look at something you made, it's like there's a million ways you can interpret it. And so like when you start to understand what you're making and then you kind of follow it, you let that kind of like lead you, like carve your path, it can unravel a whole world within you. Like, so that's kind of, yeah, like that's the best way I can describe it.
A film from Satin Puppets would be insane. The Stoke is real. I've never heard it put like that before.
The Stoke is real. The Stoke is real.
What if they were from Stoke City? Is that okay?
Is it like is like present, like it's stoked? Oh, I'm stoked. It's like past tense. Stoke is like the present tense of stoked. I don't know.
Like the stokedness is real.
The stokedness. I've been jamming to the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtracks recently. I don't even remember what's on there. The Book of Life, the Toro Forgiveness song at the end of the end Manola songs. It has that tone. Okay.
The Book of Life.
We need a part 2 guest appearance from these two. They're pretty great. Everyone's just vibing. I love it. Best episode in a long time. All right, cool.
Go.
Yeah. Good vibes.
Good vibes. Good vibes
I
are
love
always good.
Yeah,
I'm in favor of good vibes, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. I could
certainly hope
your Twitter feed would
shout out Jordan too, though. Yeah, hey, shout out me though. What's up?
Yeah.
Shout out Jordan too, though.
Shout out Jordan though.
No, what did you paid that man? Shut up, that's a lie.
I am what?
You paid that man. You know what? You're booted. So with all your TikTok videos that have now gone viral, it's crazy the success it's had. When did you girls first start singing?
We've been singing like ever since we were little. Again, like I've always been really shy about singing in public, though. I couldn't even sing in front of my parents. Like I would only sing when I was alone. But what's funny is when we were really little, like 5 years old, my dad always made us sing to the family. Like anytime we had a family gathering for someone's birthday or for Christmas, he was always like, okay, everybody has to be quiet. The girls are going to sing right now. And he would always make us sing a song. And we didn't like doing it, but we did anyway. And I remember specifically one song that we always sang was by the Beatles. It was the one that goes, close your eyes and I'll kiss you tomorrow.
Yes.
That was the one song we always had to sing. Because like, I don't know why, but my dad, I just had, it lives rent free in my brain. Like, the memories of
I
singing
would
that
die
song.
if somebody told me, okay, now sing in front of the family.
Oh
no.
I definitely, like, I was just like, no. Yeah, once we got older, we would just be like, no, we're too shy. But yeah, I'm kind of glad that my dad made us do that, because I think like it kind of like, I think you always like didn't really like have a problem with it though. Even when we were little, I was the one that was mostly like, I don't want to sing in front of it anymore. But we always, ever since we were little, had this thing where we had to look at each other to like get approval before we like decided to do something. So like I would always look at Julia and she was always just like, so I was like, okay, no.
You've definitely been in front of a camera and on TikTok all the time. Have you done live performances or been in front of a crowd like that before?
Yes, we've done a few times live shows. Yeah, the one that we did was at the Echo, and it was we were opening for Scene Queen and Banshee. That one was was amazing. The audience was incredible. I loved the audience so much, and yeah, like it makes me so excited to perform in the future, like things that we kind of have planned out for our like kind of visual performance that we have.
The more that we've performed, which we've only performed like about 4 times live, but it does get easier, like singing in front of people. And I think just the practice that we've gotten with singing like live on TikTok or like just making videos in front of the camera has definitely made me more comfortable with singing. And yeah.
Do you real quick? This popped up in this on the screen for this.
I was gonna say we can address this.
Samurai. And the only reason being, and I feel like this now has to be fully transparently addressed.
Okay, this is the third person to tell me about LSD or psychedelics and Satin Puppets.
Hey, listen, I wanted to discuss this with you guys. Did you ever think that your music could be correlated? Because that's what I thought when I started listening to you guys in preparation for this show. I was like, this is great for a mushroom trip. Like fairies, hey girls, are you guys eating the mushrooms that you're landing on when you're going on these? Because I mean, God, it's fucking perfect. It's perfect.
It's so funny because people always think when they look at our art or they listen to our music that we are on mushrooms or some drug, but we are not
doing music.
Like even before we started, like when people would talk about our art, but I love that because it I don't know. I just think that it's so funny that people it really just proves to me that we are tapped into something beyond this dimension. I only
like we don't need that shit.
We're twins because I think being a twin, if you're really connected to your twin, can help you be more connected to this other dimension because I literally feel different when I'm not near my sister. Mm-hmm. I feel different. I feel like I'm not able to have access to this other space or this other realm that I have such immediate access to when we're together because it's something that we've always had kind of enveloping around us since we were little, just this bubble almost, but it's like a portal that just opens up that helps me see beyond the confinements of reality. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not always tapped into it either. I feel like it's something that you have to keep refined through art, through practicing creation. Mm-hmm. And I think definitely
collaboration idea. Sorry, go on.
God, here we go.
I was just gonna say the fact that we create together I think is what makes us tapped into that realm easily, more easier. So yeah.
That's a point that I think is valid, that you probably could look to other twins and also have proof of that and sit there and say, look at that. There's a some sort of creative outlet.
And Tamara?
Tegan and Sarah? Okay. I guess
Tamara.
Yeah, that's true. I was thinking I thought you were going with
thought I said Tegan and Sarah? They're not twins.
That's what registered with me. Aren't they sisters? Aren't they twin sisters?
I don't think so. They're not twins, are they? They're not. They're not.
Get the unpaid interns on that. Ask them.
Yeah,
they're sisters, twins, right? Nonetheless, they're sisters.
Justin,
and they're
really
I'm great time right now.
Google it.
Anyway,
we'll figure it out. There's fan questions.
There is, yes.
Do you guys have plans on singing live again anytime soon?
Yes, we are going to be singing. I don't know where at, but it's going to be in August.
It's in LA. In
August.
If you stay tuned on our Instagram, that's where we announce all of our live shows. But we should also be announcing them on TikTok.
Yeah,
since that's where most of y'all are.
Yeah, stay tuned on any of our social media platforms, and we do have an upcoming show in August. So
LA gets all the good shit. For Satin Puppets,
I want to do a tour soon.
I'm sure a lot of people want that. What's the craziest fan interaction you've had? Or if nothing wild comes to mind, what's your best fan interaction?
I feel like we haven't had so many bad ones, nothing
bad
crazy, but we've had some really sweet interactions with our fans. Past weekend.
This past weekend we were vending in Upland. That's actually where we were born in Upland. But there's
Upland. Is that the IE? Is that IE?
Yeah.
Yeah. IE. Woo! Wait, what is it? Yeah, IE.
We were vending some of our art out there at the Lemon Fest. There's this annual carnival kind of festival thing that happens there. And we were vending there, and we met so many of our followers, and it was so amazing, like, to meet people when they tell you like that your music has helped them with their anxiety and stuff like that. And yeah, like there was this one specific girl that we met, and she was like crying, and like it made me cry, and yeah, it was just a beautiful moment.
Hey, that's what we live for, right, guys? That's what
adorable.
counts. That's what counts.
Some moments. Yeah.
Yes.
We oftentimes have plenty stories of the bad interactions, so it's nice we hear something good.
Yeah, I can't think of a bad fan interaction.
Has there ever been a time you wanted to wear like a mean fairy face, or you just were like irked, or like you were just like your little wings were ruffled, or there's just
my gosh!
What?
I feel like my face, like naturally, when I'm just like have a normal face on, it can look kind of mean sometimes. Just especially like
you
when
got
I'm
one of those
focused on
faces.
something.
Okay, all right. You got one of the faces that just looks mean all the time. All right.
That's what she thinks, but she doesn't. She just says that because the truth is we are literally always smiling. Like literally, I don't know why, but like my face is always smiling. Joanna just has like a permanent smile on her face, and I have like a permanent frown. I don't think so.
That's funny.
Yes, I'm the evil twin. No, but going back to you guys' question, I have had moments where like I'm like kind of annoyed or something, I guess, but like I don't ever really say anything or do anything about it. I just stay smiling, and I'm just like, you just smile through it. Yeah, I don't know, but like
This is great.
I have had like moments where like I'm like what? I don't know. Yeah. Like, give an example. Well, I don't really want to give an example, because what if that person sees this eventually and then they feel bad? I don't want to make people feel bad.
When we were vending, some crazy person.
No, wait till you get to 2 million TikTok followers. Then you're free to have a Tom Hanks moment and tell him to back the F up.
Hell yeah.
You'll be fine at that point. That
people
smile is contagious. That's adorable.
People are trying celebrities right now.
Sister is twins. I think yes, Sister was twins. It's a classic show. Go back. Yeah, go back and watch it.
He was validating you, bro. He was backing you.
Oh, okay. I'll take the ban off. My bad.
Yeah, be nice.
What inspires your art?
So, a lot of things. Well, the obvious thing is Tim Burton. I love Tim Burton. I love Danny Elfman.
Yeah. Okay. So I was gonna say we need to get you on a Disney fucking movie, right? But we need to pair you with either Tim Burton or Danny Elfman. Or Danny Elfman,
that would be a dream. Like
alley. Plus,
I always describe us as like being the real life Tim Burton characters in the world.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Well, people can feel like they're really meeting Coraline, or they're really meeting like
Tim Burton characters. Smiling. I didn't want to say Caroline and have that be like offensive, but that's exactly what it is. Like Caroline.
I've been told, I've got the Coraline question a lot. Coraline, and then the Are You on Shrooms question. We're like,
I was gonna say, did you say Caroline?
Yeah. I know. I never saw it.
Caroline.
You should watch Coraline. It's the best movie ever. It's our favorite movie. Like we've literally watched it over 100 times, probably. And it's funny that you say Caroline, because in the movie, her name is always like everyone pronounced. The characters like call her Caroline, but she's like, it's Coraline.
Yeah, never seen it. I'm sorry.
Her name.
Guilty.
I highly recommend it. It's literally if you like one of my favorites about like portals and other worlds, then you should watch Coraline, because it is actually directed by Henry Selick. Yeah, it's not a Tim Burton movie, it's but it's I think the same like production team worked on Coraline. Like any of the Henry Selick movies.
Yeah,
another thing that really inspires us is the Jan Spinkmeyer like stop motion films on YouTube. If you just search Jan Spinkmeyer, like that's like, sort of what we want the vibe of our film to be. Like we want to do like that stop motion, like eerie doll kind of vibe for the film. Another thing that inspires us is like similar to the Jan Spinkmeyer films is the like Russian cartoons that we grew up watching, and they're kind of similar because a lot of them are stop motion and they are made of puppets, and like you can tell what materials they used, and it's like kind of eerie, but like it is a kids show. There a lot of them are kids shows, so like it's not supposed to be eerie. It's like there's you know how like older movies, especially like European ones, they just kind of have like an eerie element to them, like especially the stop motion ones, I think.
Yeah. I get what you guys are saying. What about James and the Giant Peach? You guys James and the Giant Peach fans?
Oh hell yeah. I love that movie. I love all the bugs.
Isn't the person that did Coraline also the person that did 9? Do you guys remember that movie, 9?
Yeah.
With the
I
9
remember it because
different
it had the Coheed song in the trailer.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's
Welcome home. Yep.
Sick.
That's right.
I see Coraline and the daughter from Beetlejuice.
And the daughter yeah.
What?
Definitely.
Olivia
Dietz.
Yeah.
No, Wednesday, right? Or not Wednesday,
That's
no,
Addams
that's
Family.
Yeah,
That would be the Addams Family.
Addams Family, that's right.
Yeah.
It's one
I
of
love the Addams
Youngins and
Family
I's
too.
favorites. That's funny. When I heard your music, I immediately thought of Lock, Shock, and Barrel from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Aww. I love that. I love that. One of them is voiced by Pee Wee Herman, fun fact.
Oh, wow.
And we actually saw Pee Wee Herman a few years ago when he went to he had like a little showcase show, of Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Yeah. And then he did like a Q&A after, and it was really fun. Was it in like Ventura? Oh yeah, it was in Ventura. It was like in that old theater there.
Oh yeah, shout out Paul Newman. Oh yeah.
The movie The House is like a Clay type movie. I feel like you would love it.
Oh my god, yes, that one was on Hulu, I think. We started watching it, and it was so creepy. It honestly like gave me a really weird feeling.
Oh no, they didn't like it. No, they didn't. That's them telling you.
I thought I was gonna love it because I love the stop motion, or like I love like the whatever it looks like clay it's made out of, or paper clay or something. Yeah, but the whole storyline was just really unsettling. It was just unsettling as fuck. Yeah. I don't think I liked it.
There's a lot of those movies coming out on Netflix like every other week now. It's some like disturbing movie.
Netflix is giving everybody shit now.
They don't. Yeah, it's like okay, you keep falling asleep to our movies, and we have to put these alerts up. Well, now you'll never sleep.
Oh, they just dropped this documentary that's fucking 6 episodes, but each episode's like an hour and a half, covering some deep shit. It's dope.
No, I can't handle that. Love, Death, and Robots has been amazing.
Love, Death, and Robots.
Oh my god, our roommates watched Love, Death, and Robots, and we've seen a couple episodes of it, and it's so freaking cool. Yes, yeah, I liked it.
Good. So good. A bunch of different styles, a bunch of different,
that's what I love about that show is they're all like very unique, each episode.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a show on Netflix.
I've heard all about Love. I've heard the name a bunch, but
we talked
just,
about
like,
it last week.
To see what it was.
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Yeah. Where was I?
On the episode.
Damn.
Right where you're at now, actually, buddy.
Damn.
Just a week ahead of that.
As we hit the hour mark, do we have anything else for our guests before we bid adieu?
Yeah, rank Ferngully on your top 5 movies of all time, and why is it?
Oh my god, Ferngully! We're supposed to mention Ferngully.
Ferngully.
Ferngully. That was a movie that we actually didn't see in our childhood. We kind of watched it like later on when someone like told us that we reminded them of Ferngully.
What do you think about it? Did you guys enjoy it?
I don't remember. I remember it, that it's about fairies, but I don't remember like the story or anything. It was really cute though. I don't even remember what that is. Ferngully at all. Have we seen it? I don't even remember.
The little fairy has a little
it's
best
like
friend,
the
and it's Robin Williams.
Animated movie.
And the construction company comes into the forest, and their pollution is poisoning the forest.
Deforestation.
And the fairies have to fight them out, and they fight them out, and they make them go away.
Now.
What?
Literally, I have to watch it now because it kind of like reminds me of Thumbelina, like
Thumbelina.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
Yeah, Thumbelina is actually really cute. Like the original, like old. Yeah. I think there's like a version that's in Finnish or something. That one is cute. Yeah, but Ferngully is kind of like the same vibe, but it's like completely different story. we'll definitely watch it again soon to like refresh our memory. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think I've seen it.
That's so funny. Next to the shroom question, I had everyone saying it. You got to ask them about Fern Gully. I bet they love Fern Gully. And I'm like, okay, I'm sure. But then you just said Thumbelina and took me back, because Thumbelina I associate with that movie too.
Oh yeah,
like the same visuals in my head.
I just got taken back to like story time in like, damn, like preschool. Woo! I feel old. If anyone wants to check you out on social media or look up your illustrious TikTok, where can they find you? Where can they check you out? What's coming up next? Is there an album? When's the movie dropping? All the details you're not supposed to tell us.
Okay, so yes, follow
everything.
us on all social media platforms. We're Satin Puppets, satin.puppets. That's on TikTok, Instagram, and those are the main two platforms.
We have a Twitter, but we don't really
We have a
use
Twitter,
it.
but we don't ever post on it. So
Because it's
just
toxic. You don't need it.
stay tuned on
Twitter's never
Instagram
fun.
and TikTok, and yeah, and stream our music on Spotify.
Yes, and follow our producer Nightshade,
Chris Walls,
the I with an
Chris.
X. Yeah, Chris Qualls. He is amazing. He's Nightshade Music on Instagram and TikTok, and then Nightshade with an X instead of an I.
That's our man. And if you want, go back, Throwback Thursday next week. Go all the way back to episode 5 and watch the episode with Nightshade.
I need to do that. Yeah,
my God.
will.
It's now 2 years old. It is forever ago now. Oh, it's like pandemic times.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Definitely old. Jordan, where can they find you?
At Jordan Modro on everything. What else?
How are you the only one verified? Like you have no idea how jelly I am.
Because he's a musician.
Because I used to be somebody, man.
Yeah.
Because you
I
used
No, I was lucky enough to have a record label that would be like, hey, can we get verified badges? Sure.
Man, I'm sure I could lie my way.
Secrets
to that little
out.
verified icon. Brian, where can
I
they
haven't really
find you?
gotten anything out of it, so
Damn, that's unfortunate. You would hope that the check mark.
They should give you free Chipotle. At
You
least.
would hope that the official validation gave you something. You know, you would hope.
I wish
You
I
would
could
hope. Look
sell
at this
it.
check mark, bitch. Look at this.
I'm
Look at
about
this.
to just sell my verified badge.
Look at this.
I don't
Can I
think
do
you
that?
can do that.
I think in
Why
China-
not?
Brian,
want
has
it.
anyone contacted you on Roblox or
I think in
Minecraft?
China- I don't know because I don't have Roblox or Minecraft.
Okay,
so
we
people are
gotta get
just
you on Roblox
people
and
are just
Minecraft.
hitting
Make
up
sure those games are
either-
available.
random accounts or ghost accounts because I do
You
not
have
play
7
those games.
seconds to promote Common Chaos.
Brian,
And
where
I
the hell can we
Don't
find you?
know.
1.
My Instagram is a
2,
Brian of Death and the Common Chaos.
Awesome. Matt, where can we
6,
find you?
CommonChaos.net is where you can find the
7.
podcast with the latest episode featuring my super hot wife, Rebecca Manley. Check it out. It's available tonight at midnight. And yeah. Matt, what do we have in store for them next week?
Next week, do we get that Condoleezza Rice? No, that's not happening. I have no idea what we're doing next week. You can check us out on Instagram at iHateTheScene. The Twitter is at Scene Radio. Throwback to 2008 on that one. And you can check us out every Friday night like you're doing right now. We're streaming live and direct with another musical guest on twitch.tv/iHateTheScene, facebook.com/iHateTheScene, youtube.com/c/iHateTheScene. That's like the most important one. And you can find all those links and more at iHateTheScene.com. Is that too much? Should I shorten it? I thought about like having one of the interns do it, but we don't pay them, so they're not really obeying me. I don't have.
Oh,
Yeah, I ran out of those spicy mango candies, so they're not down with anything.
man.
You're on repeat on my Apple playlists. I suddenly wanna watch Dancer in the Dark.
What the hell is
That's
that?
another one I don't know.
I suddenly can't read either, so that's.
I was like, Dancer in the Dark, isn't that a Bruce Springsteen song? Like,
Is that like
I'm
Dirty
a
Dancing?
dancer. Yeah, no, I know what Jordan's talking about. That's what I went to.
there we go. Hey,
I went
somebody
to
got
Bruce
me.
Springsteen.
You
Yeah.
get me, Brian.
Isn't that fucking Bruce Springsteen?
It was fucking corny, I know.
All right, hang out. There's cake and ice cream in the backstage area.
Hey.